Welcome back. Well, we do have just a few minutes to the end of the show, but before we go, we do have Mr. Bitrus Kaze joining us via Zoom, and I think we will be able to speak with him shortly. Honorable Bitrus, former member of the House of Representatives, good morning, sir. Very well, thank you. We're continuing our State of the Nation conversation this morning, and we're going to go straight to the National Assembly. One of the biggest stories coming from the National Assembly has to do with payments and these entitlements. But let's get your own view, because it does feel like everyone who has been a former lawmaker who's come on TV in the past few weeks has a different figure that they've been earning. Just tell us what the actual earnings per month were at the time when you were in the National Assembly.
I can say straightforward that after the time I was in the National Assembly as a member of the House, it was definitely below 1 million naira. There are certain things they deduct from the salary, and what ends up in your pocket really is around 700,000.
What about these claims of 20-something million that are coming from allowances and all sorts of, monies that are accrued to lawmakers? You didn't receive any of that?
Well, you called it, first you called it a claim. As to our allowances, as to our payments, they are determined by the relevant government MDA. What happens is, to the best of my knowledge, there's what we call running costs. Sometimes I see comments in the public space. They talk about constituency allowance, they talk about dressing allowance, they talk about all sorts of things. Whatever a member of the National Assembly earns is strictly as provided for by the National Revenue and Fiscal Commission.
Can you give me a broad figure? Okay, so let's put it together for a month. When you were in the National Assembly, in a month, just give me a figure. Apart from your salaries, everything together, in a month, how much were you taking home?
Maybe 7 or something like that.
7 million?
I think so, yes.
Now, everyone is talking about, extravagant lifestyles that your lawmakers, your former colleagues, so to speak, and government officials, they're talking about, look, these people live too extravagantly for us to believe as a people that they are tightening their belts alongside us. What do you make of this?
Well, the truth of it is that, considering what Nigerians are going through, the hardship, the cost of living, it is very difficult to excuse any extravagance living by any government official. What I find a bit worrisome is that it would appear as though in the subconscious psyche of many Nigerians, they perceive lawmakers as strange. We have suffered under military rule. Our own generation knows what military rule is. We may not know exactly what colonial rule is, but we know what military rule is. That understanding dictates the presence of a lawmaker in the first place. So this perception that a lawmaker does not deserve or is expected to receive any payment at all is what, to me, helps Nigerians. But that is not to excuse any extravagant lifestyle. I know for fact, in 1999, I was not member by then, but I was a personal assistant, a member of the House of Reps. The issue of allowances of about 3 billion at that time almost brought democracy down. It's not as though members of the National Assembly have just chosen to pack away money. It's not as though members of the National Assembly have chosen to siphon money. Whatever penny a member of the National Assembly receives is budgeted for. And definitely, all payments you receive are appropriately retired as is expected by law. So, in other words, if you go to my file, between 2007 and 2015, every kobo I was paid from the National Assembly coffers, you will see how it was appropriately retired.
These amounts of money that your former colleagues are receiving right now, we're seeing at least in the 20s. Let's put it between the 20 millions. Is it justified in your view?
It is I am not hearing this from the members of the National Assembly themselves. I won't know if they receive that much. But I do know that whether it is 3, whether it is 7, whether it is 20, 30, or 40, Nigerians do not seem to understand that it can be justified at all. But more so, considering the hardship, I mean, like when I was in the National Assembly, apart from my own aid that are given by the National Assembly Service Commission, 5 of them, I employed other aides and I paid, and the least I paid at that time was 20,000. Now that 20,000, as between 2007 and 2015 when I served, could buy 2 bags of rice, and still the person who earns that from me still have something left for him. It's my dad or my cleaner, something like that. But if you consider what is happening at the moment, assuming I am still a member of the National Assembly and I pay the same staff 100,000, he cannot afford to buy him 2 bags of rice. Under that circumstances, it would appear as though it is insensitive for members of the National Assembly, and not just members of the National Assembly. I'll be glad to know what the governor earns. I'll be glad to know what the minister earns. I'll be glad to know what other government chief of staff and all of them earn compared to the National Assembly, and considering the time, it would not be justified, because if it does not add value, it does not have put food on the table of Nigerians, certainly nobody can say anything that would justify that.
Well, just before we let you go, because we do have quite a lot of messages to get to, just your view on the state of our economy right now, especially as someone who represented people, the good people of your state, Plateau State. With everything that's going on in the country, just your thoughts. Is the government, both at federal, state, and local, are they towing the right, course to get the Nigerian out of the situation that they're in at this moment? The actions right now, are they the way to go in your view?
Well, I think government can do much more better. I think they are earning more. I mean, as in revenue, I'm talking of revenue that is coming to both state, local government, and federal government. They are earning more revenue, especially considering the fact that subsidy, whatever it is, has been removed. But I know for fact that government is earning more. I think government can do much better. The hardship is just extreme. The hardship is simply unbearable. The hardship, and I was chatting with somebody this morning. I said, if those of us who have the privilege to have served at national level are finding it very difficult to cope with the economic circumstances that we are seeing in the country, how much more with somebody who has never earned a kobo from government, somebody who spent so much money pursuing education in the university, probably even private universities, and now they have earned good certificates and are not able to be employed. Certainly, I believe there is a lot of room for government to improve. They can cut spending. They can cut excessive of government spending and can inject money in areas that help the poor masses to be able to survive the hardship of this economy. Honestly, things are not easy. But as a person, to be honest, I won't speak like other politicians have spoken. But me, I supported Peter Obi because I am so sure that if we were the one, things wouldn't have been this bad. We are told that so many government officials are saying that they bought the seat with their money, but that's what you get when you got people who came around with money and did out money and bought your consciences. This is what we did. It's unfortunate we find ourselves where we are, but let me also say that whatever the situation is best for Nigerians to support government as it is than what we saw in the process of people calling for military intervention. Let that never ever happen in this country again.
Well, Honorable Kaze, we do have to let you go there now, but thank you very much for making our time to be with us on Sunrise Daily, and good luck with all the work that you do.
Thank you very much.